Hello WordPress folks. So welcome back to another video of Let's Learn WordPress Blocks. So if you are new to this video, I would suggest to start watching the video from the beginning of this playlist. Link is into the description section. And if you know what you are doing, then just continue watching. So in this video, we are going to talk about correct way to output block content. So in our previous video, I showed you output our block content using a shortcode. That is also you can achieve, but in this video I'm gonna show you the correct way to achieve without shortcode. So purpose behind using the shortcode was that my plugin will have a shortcode, so that without block we can use my plugin as well. So now let's jump into the code. Before jumping into the code, if you are new to Gutenberg development, then I would suggest to watch or review this website called WPvoyage.com. This has very good tips and tricks regarding Gutenberg development and Gutenberg editor. So please go and check out this site. Thank you. So in the previous video, I showed you to install the renderer to have a preview of our block. So these two steps will remain the same. So if you haven't seen my previous video for these two steps, I would suggest to watch that video, then come back to this video. In this video, I'm gonna directly jump into the step 3. So in our previous video, in the step 3, I added a callback function to have a preview. So if I go to my plugin src main plugin file, so I added this render callback to have my plugin preview. So first let me show you this. So I'm gonna add new post. Block output, and I will add my block BWP search. So sorry. So if you can see, whenever I don't select it, is displaying this output. So this is the default output I set. So this is the preview, and so that preview is coming from this callback. So if I remove this, it won't output anything. So let's refresh this. So it is loading and loading, and it is saying that this is invalid block. So now we are not going to use this callback, render callback. Instead, we will use the render.php file. So in order to use this, we have to add this line, render.php into src block.json. And yeah, let me confirm and npm is running or not. So I'm gonna add npm start. So once you add this line over here, add the render.php into src folder. I have already added this file and I just print this simple string from renderer. So now let's see what happens after adding this render.php. If I go over here and refresh the block, it is now loading something. Let's see if it displays output from the render. So yeah, it is saying from the renderer. And now let's see what happens in the front end. On the front end as well, it is displaying output from this file. So this is the main use of render.php. And now as whatever we save over here, I mean whatever we write in this render.php, we don't need to save the shortcode in the description. So I'm gonna say in the save function, which is inside src save.js, so I will simply return null. And why I am doing this, I'm gonna explain you in a bit. So now we are returning null because we don't need anything inside the database. And here in the attributes, let me remove this all other attributes, and here I will add post type, because in my search block, whenever we add search block, we will provide option to set post type. So whatever post type we will set, it will search in that post type only. So I'm gonna add post type, and type will be string, and default will be posts or post. Yeah, so default post type. So this is the default value, and this will be the attribute. So now in the edit.js, we will set this attribute. So we will simply, whenever we load the block, we will set this post type. Let's say as of now we will say it post. Later we will be fetching it from the selector, and I will console.log this attributes. Okay, let me get rid of this. So what I did, I added the attribute post type and set the value of the attribute inside the edit.js in the src folder. Now let me refresh this, and before that let me make an adjustment over here. I want to display this server renderer directly. I don't want to have a text field. So whenever I add my block, it will simply render my output from the render.php, because we don't want input from here. So as of now, attempt block recovery, because we change lot of things. Let me delete that first. Refresh it. Let me check if I get any error. No. And now let's add our BWP search widget. Sorry, block. So now it is displaying directly from renderer. And here we added this post type attribute. So now let's see the value of attribute over here. Um, okay, so our attribute is set with this value. And now let's update this. So why I am doing this? So I will use this attribute inside this render.php, and here I will write code about my search feature using this attribute. So how this attribute will store in the database, let's take a look. So post id is this. Let me copy. We'll go to the post page. Search the id. And let me copy the content. And let me show you what it is look like. So it is displaying this. It should display something. WP create block, BWP search. It should store the post type attribute. Maybe I made some mistakes, so let's go back to edit.js. Oh yeah, so set attributes. Let me refresh this. Maybe I'm getting some error. Okay, now if something is not correct, cannot update component items while rendering different component to locate set state all inside edit, follow the stack trace. I think I am having some problems here. Let me try to remove this default value. remove the block, update, refresh. Now let's see if we get error or not. Sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna add BWP search and still I'm getting an error. I'm not good at React.js, so I'm just doing try and error. So let me check. Okay, yeah, perfect. So I wanted to show you this. So as you can see, this is our block and this is our attribute. So whatever attribute we get over here, we can use that attribute in this render.php file. So how do we get that? So in that file we can have this 3 variable access. So I'm gonna add that 3 variables and we will one by one print it out. First I'm gonna print our attributes. I will print attribute first and I will go to the front part so that we can see the clean value. As you can see, we have the attribute over here. We can pass as many as we want. Just need to add attribute over here and then set the attribute value from here in the edit.js. So that's that. Now let's see what we get in the content. I will do var dump and I'm assuming I will not get anything in the content because we haven't really stored anything. So let's see what we get. So yeah, as expected, we are getting blank string. And let's see what we get in the block. So I think it's an object. Block instance, so it will be in object format. I will use printar for this. And I will refresh the page again. As you can see, we get a whole block object for this particular block. You will get all the details related to this particular block. So that's that. So yeah, in this video I just wanted to show you the use of render.php. So let me summarize. All we need to do is in the block.json we can add render.php and then set the attribute. In the attribute edit.js, set the attribute, and that attributes we can add inside the render.php. From the next video we will be start building the search feature with those text box and output. So yeah, if you have any doubt or question, please write down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching the video.